Hey all, hope everybody are doing fine. And I am back with the third part on a chapter Microorganisms, Friends and Foe for class 8th Science. Okay, so far whatever we discussed was the friendly microorganisms, and now we are going to discuss about the harmful microorganisms, which we call them as foe. Foe means enemy, isn't it? So now let us talk about such microorganisms which are enemy to us, which causes lots of diseases to us. Clear? And see, if you want to watch the previous parts, links are provided in the description where you can go and check it out if you have not watched it. And coming to this video, let's quickly start, how microorganisms causes diseases. And here you must understand the important word called pathogens. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the pathogens. So what are we discussing in today's video? I'm discussing about harmful microorganisms. So this is our heading of today's talk. Under this, I am with the definition of pathogens. See, the disease-causing microorganisms are called pathogens. All microorganisms are not dangerous. Few are beneficial. Few are compulsory, necessary for a human body to function properly, right? But few microorganisms causes diseases. So, disease-causing microorganisms are pathogens. So, what are pathogens? Disease causing microorganisms are called pathogens. Okay, so how do they cause disease? See guys, nowadays our environment is getting polluted in all the areas, right? Water is getting polluted, air is getting polluted, soil is getting polluted, right? So here what would happen is, due to this pollution, there can be some harmful microorganisms gets accumulated in water, air, etc. So when we drink contaminated water, harmful microorganisms enter our body. When we inhale contaminated air, harmful microorganisms enter our body. So, contamination leads to the formation of or the generation of harmful microorganisms. So when these harmful microorganisms enter our body, our health will get disturbed. Okay, so sometimes if we have less immunity, it leads to a dangerous diseases, right? So that is how the pathogens enter our body. They enter either through air or by water. Okay, so how does the pathogens enter? They enter through mainly through water or air. Clear? And one more important word you must understand, that is communicable diseases. What do you mean by communicable disease? See guys, nowadays corona disease has become very much famous, spreading everywhere, very much fast, right? And I can say this corona virus disease is a communicable disease. So what do you understand by communicable disease? The disease that gets spread from an infected person to a healthy person. So how will the disease spread from infected person to healthy person? It is through air or food or touch, isn't it? That's why we stay away from infected people. Say some social distancing we will maintain and we will not touch them. And we cannot inhale the air around that particular person. When he sneezes, what happens? The virus would enter into air. That air, when you inhale, we will also get infected by such harmful microorganisms, right? So communicable diseases are diseases caused by spreading microorganisms microorganisms from infected person to healthy person through air. Okay, it can spread through air, water, or physical contact. Okay, such diseases are called communicable diseases. Can you give an example for communicable diseases? Yes, coronavirus disease is communicable, and also TB, we famously call it as TB. TB means what? Tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is a communicable disease. Cholera is a communicable disease. Okay, so there are many such diseases which are communicable. Chicken pox, smallpox. Okay, so all these are communicable diseases. And now we will discuss about few diseases by which organism they are caused and how they can be transmitted from one person to another person, and how we can prevent them. All of them we will discuss. First we will discuss diseases in humans, later we'll discuss diseases in animals and diseases in plants. That is all about today's video. Okay, so let us quickly go for diseases in humans. See guys, here is a list of diseases that are caused in humans due to various microorganisms. See, here is a 4 column, different diseases. By which type of microorganisms they are caused is the second column. And the third column is mode of transmission, like how they have come to a human body. Whether they have come from air, water, food, or mosquito, it's a mode of transmission. Okay, so what way they have spread to human beings. And last one is preventive measures. That means how you can control the diseases. Say how you can avoid the diseases, how you can prevent them is the preventive measures. So all the 4 columns, let us try to discuss for every disease. See, the first disease is tuberculosis. It's a very much dangerous disease actually. Say when you are infected with tuberculosis, we get excessive cough. Okay, say coughing is the major symptom of tuberculosis, and it's a disease that destroys respiratory system. Okay, say here the microorganism will affect the lungs. Especially you will have a problems in respiration. You can see a picture how a person is suffering from tuberculosis. Say you would observe excessive coughing. Clear? So that is a tuberculosis. Especially affects your respiratory system, that is lungs. We find difficulty in breathing, right? And this tuberculosis is caused by a type of microorganism, that is bacteria. And how the tuberculosis causing bacteria enters into our body? It can enter through air. So when air is polluted by microorganism, through air, this particular bacteria can enter into a person. And how you can prevent this tuberculosis? And this is a communicable disease. That means it can be passed to healthy people also. From infected person, the microorganism can spread through a healthy person, through air. Clear? So if a healthy person is standing around this infected person, like this infected person keeps on coughing, right? So when he coughs, those microorganisms will stay in the air, and when a healthy person takes that air, even he will also get infected by this particular bacteria. Okay, so that's the reason we should keep that patient in isolation. We should keep them in a separate room, or somehow we should isolate them. And next one is keep his belongings away. Don't touch his belongings. And third one is most important, vaccination. See, when we are at much younger age, we will be vaccinated with tuberculosis bacteria. So no need to worry about this disease. Everybody nowadays are getting vaccinated for tuberculosis. Okay, so at a correct age, when you can get vaccinated, then you can avoid this particular disease. Okay, so let me go for the next disease, that is measles. MEASLES. You can observe the picture. So what is a measles disease? You will observe a small pustules all over the body. Okay, small wounds appear all over the body, or I cannot say it as a wound is much bigger. Say small pustules, blisters. Yeah, I can best say it in the way of blisters. Okay, very small blisters appear all over the body, and it leads to lot of scratching and itching and everything. So you can observe it in a picture. That's what we mean by measles disease. It's also a very dangerous condition. Okay, and this measles is caused by what type of organism? It is caused by virus. Okay, and how does this virus enter into a human body? It's again air. Okay, so whichever diseases that is caused by air is called airborne diseases. So measles, tuberculosis, chickenpox, polio, all of them can be caused by contaminated air. So these diseases are called airborne diseases. Okay, fine. And same thing, how you can prevent this measles? Say it is also a communicable disease. So you have to keep the patient in isolation and keep his belongings away, and you should get right vaccination in a right time. Clear? Fine. And the next one is chickenpox. You can observe it in a picture. That's what we mean by chickenpox. And there's a common disease in India, isn't it? Say in our childhood, one or the other way, we get infected with this chickenpox or smallpox. Both look similar actually. Okay, but they are caused by different viruses. Both are viral diseases, but different types of viruses. Clear? See, all over the body you will have big blisters, pus-filled blisters are appeared all over the body. Okay, so that's what we mean by chickenpox. Even this is caused by virus, and this is caused by air or contact. Okay, so this is a communicable disease. If you touch those pustules, you will have chances of getting spreading that particular virus into your body also. Okay, so this is a communicable disease. And how you can prevent? The same thing. You should get vaccinated in a right time, keep belongings away, and you should keep the patient in isolation. Coming to the next airborne disease, that is polio. You can see the picture of a polio affected person, can't able to walk. That means his nervous system will become very, very weak. His spinal cord will become damaged. Okay, so his nerves in the legs would become very weak. Person will get paralyzed. Okay, legs will stop working. So that's what we mean by polio. Okay, so this is also caused by virus itself, and this virus enters into human body through air, and the same preventive measures you can follow even for polio disease. And coming to the next type of disease, cholera. Okay, so cholera is caused by bacteria, and this bacteria can enter into our body through water or food. So when you eat contaminated food or when you drink contaminated water, bacteria, harmful bacteria can enter into our body and it can cause cholera. Okay, so what are the preventive measures that you can follow? How you can avoid cholera disease? It's by maintaining personal hygiene. Okay, you have to keep yourself clean and tidy. Drink boiled water, drink good water, okay, and then get vaccination in a right time. Next disease is typhoid. We all know what is typhoid. It's a common disease nowadays, right? We get a very high fever and weakness, fatigue, headache, body pains. So these are various symptoms of typhoid. So typhoid is caused by the microorganism bacteria. And how does typhoid enter? Typhoid bacteria enters into our body. It is through water or food. And again, how do you avoid typhoid? How do you prevent typhoid? It's by maintaining personal hygiene, drinking boiled water, and also getting right vaccine. You don't have a vaccine as such for typhoid, but still you can avoid this typhoid by maintaining personal hygiene, eating good food, and drinking pure water. Next, hepatitis A, it is also caused by virus, and this is also through water only. So preventive measures is same, drinking boiled water here also. Okay. And the next one is very, very common disease, okay, nowadays, that is malaria. So this malaria is caused by a type of microorganism, protozoa. Okay. And again, in the protozoa, you have various examples. I gave it in the first class, right? What are the two examples I gave for protozoa? It is amoeba and paramecium. Like amoeba and paramecium, you also have one more example, that is plasmodium. So plasmodium is a type of protozoa. Okay. And this plasmodium, when it enters into human body, malaria disease is caused. Okay, say what are the symptoms of malaria? High fever, chills. You will get chills in the midnight, right? Very high fever, along with that motions, vomiting. All these are various symptoms for malaria disease. And you know how this plasmodium protozoa enters into a human body? It is by mosquito. Okay, not all mosquitoes carry plasmodium protozoa. Only female Anopheles mosquito. There is a type of mosquito called Anopheles. Its name is Anopheles. Again, in Anopheles, not male Anopheles, it is female Anopheles. Okay, that carries this plasmodium. Okay, where will this plasmodium stay? It will stay in a contaminated water. Okay, so wherever you have a stagnant dirty water, there lots of mosquitoes will grow. Okay, they reproduce in water. So this female Anopheles will carry, if harmful microorganism is there in that water. Okay, what is that harmful microorganism? Plasmodium. So this plasmodium is carried by our female Anopheles mosquito. So when mosquito bites you, then that plasmodium, through mosquito bite, you know, the plasmodium enters into a human body, and that's when malaria is caused. Okay, so mosquitoes are very, very dangerous. They are the carriers of microorganisms. They actually carry microorganism from one place to another place. So they are carrying from contaminated area, and they are they are releasing these harmful microorganisms through their bite into human beings. Okay, so you have to be careful. And how you can prevent this malaria disease? Yes, it's by avoiding stagnant water bodies, right? Say in your home, like if you have a stagnant waters, you should avoid that, right? Always you have to keep your surroundings dry and clean so that you can avoid mosquitoes. So only way to prevent malaria is to avoid mosquitoes. Fine. And next very common disease is dengue fever, right? So this dengue fever is caused by virus. Again, this virus is it is carried by female Aedes mosquito. Okay, there is a type of mosquito with the name Aedes. So female Aedes mosquito will carry this dengue virus, okay, from contaminated water, and it will release that virus into human body through their bite. Okay, so remember this, female Aedes mosquito will carry dengue virus. Female Anopheles mosquito will carry plasmodium. It's a type of protozoa, and they cause malaria and dengue. Okay, so to prevent them, we should avoid mosquitoes. Okay, so to avoid mosquitoes, we should keep our surroundings clean and dry. Okay, there should not be a wet surrounding, because if you have a stagnant stored water, what will happen? Mosquitoes would generate. They will reproduce. Mosquitoes will breed. Okay, so that's why you have to keep your surroundings very, very dry and clean. So all these are different diseases caused to humans by various microorganisms. Okay, and now let us discuss about diseases caused in animals. See, diseases in animals. See, in cattle, that is in cows and buffaloes, even in case of poultry, there can be many diseases observed. right? So especially in the cattle, that is in cows and buffaloes, as well as in humans, this anthrax is a common disease. Okay, so anthrax was an actually like a pandemic disease that was observed years back. Okay, just like our coronavirus, anthrax was also one of the very dangerous disease in 19th century actually, and many people died of anthrax, and later person has discovered a vaccination for anthrax. Actually, from that time onwards, you know, the anthrax is very less common. So anthrax, and this is mainly caused by a bacteria. You can just see the picture that is there on a board. That's what we mean by anthrax. They all over the body, you know, big patches, big wounds. The body is fully of wounds. Okay, very painful, itchy wounds is what we call anthrax. And such dangerous disease is caused by which microorganism? Yes, it is bacteria. Okay, this is very commonly seen in cattle as well as human beings. And next disease that is also seen in cattle. Okay, so these diseases are seen in cattle. The other one is foot and mouth disease. You can observe it in picture. See the foot in the sense what, the leg area. Okay, so that part as well as the mouth part is infected with virus. Okay, it's a viral disease. So that's what we mean by foot and mouth disease. So which are the two diseases you will commonly observe in animals? It is anthrax, the other one is foot and mouth disease. And now let us go for diseases in plants. Okay, see, there are various crops grown by our farmers with lots of struggle, but you know, nowadays, since the soil has lost its fertility, and it's because of too much of pollution in air, water, etc., even microorganisms are infecting our plant crops also. Okay, so various types of plants also, like you would observe many diseases for citrus fruits, mainly the oranges or orange trees, you know, the lemons, etc., right? And not only that, paddy fields gets infected by bacteria, you know, fungus, etc., even wheat, sugarcane. So everything, every crop is susceptible for microorganism causing diseases. Clear? And few diseases, let us try to discuss. First one is citrus canker. So citrus canker is mostly seen in citrus plants, that is citrus fruit growing plants like orange plants, you know, sweet lime, lemons, grapes. So in citrus plants you would observe this disease, citrus canker, which you can observe it on a board. You see the picture, citrus canker, and this is caused by bacteria, and this is a airborne disease. So this bacteria goes to plant body through air. Clear? That is citrus canker. And the next one is rust of wheat. So wheat gets affected by a microorganism, that is fungi. Okay, you can see how a wheat leaf is rusted, right? A brown color powdery thing appear on green wheat leaf. That's what we mean by wheat rust or rust of wheat, caused by which microorganism? Fungi. And this fungi enters into a plant either by air or seeds. If you have used low quality seeds or spoiled seeds, then you know, diseased plants you would observe. Next one is yellow vein mosaic of okra. Yellow vein mosaic of okra. What is okra? Bendi. Okay, so bendi is called okra. So you must have seen the okra leaves. You will actually have a bigger leaves, right? Say something like this, and you know, lots of veins. You would clearly observe the veins in okra leaf. So these veins would become yellow. You can see it in the picture also. The veins of okra leaf would become yellow. Okay, so that is actually a disease. So if leaves are turning out yellow, then it's a disease caused by a microorganism virus. Okay, and this virus is brought by an insects. Okay, so this is a insect-borne disease. Clear? So these are various diseases in animals as well as in plants. So this is how the today's session is all about the various diseases in humans, animals, as well as plants. And in tomorrow's session, we will meet up with food poisoning. Okay. And then we will also discuss about the food preservation. So how the food can be preserved from these harmful microorganisms. All that will be discussed in the next video. Thank you so much. Do subscribe our channel to learn the concepts in the easiest way and in a detailed way. Thank you. Meet you all in the next video.